Hi! Well, today I'm going to tell you a story, and this story is actually a story that I'm using for my storytelling class. I think I have to tell it, on Wednesday. Anyway, I just wanted to get it practiced, and I thought that the best way to do that was to tell it to all of you YouTubers. And the story, I don't know, it's a story that's been told in my family, since I was a little child, because we're telling children's stories right now. And the story is about a little boy named Willie. Well, when Willie was 6 years old, Willie lived in the country. And one day, the phone rang, and Willie picked it up. Well, Willie has a habit of just breathing into the phone. "Is that you, Willie?" "How'd you know, Grandma?" "I guessed." "Well, Willie, I was wondering if you'd like to come spend some time with me in the city." Now, Willie had never spent his night at his grandmother's house before, all by himself. "I would love to, Grandma." So he raced into the kitchen, he handed his mother the phone, and his mom talked on the phone for a long time, and Willie stood there, staring at her intently. Finally, his mother closed the phone and looked at Willie. "All right, Willie, you can spend the night at your grandmother's house, but you have to promise that you won't get into trouble, because you know I won't let you go over there because you get in trouble." "I won't get in trouble, Mom. I won't get in trouble, Mama. I won't. "All right, Willie, you can go." Yes! Willie raced upstairs and he grabbed 6 t-shirts and a toothbrush and ran back downstairs. Well, Willie and his mother piled into the car, and they drove into the city. And Willie loved the city, where all the houses were squeezed very tightly together. And his mother pulled up to the sidewalk. She said, "All right, Willie, have a good time, but don't get in trouble." "I won't get in trouble. I won't get in trouble, Mama." "All right, Willie, have a good time." And Willie raced up the sidewalk to his mother's door. And there he buzzed on the buzzer. And he loved that buzzer. It didn't ring like a normal bell. It said buzz, buzz. And there his grandmother was. She opened the door. "Willie, it's wonderful to see you again." And she pulled him in for a big hug. And Willie kissed her cheek. He loved her cheeks, but he never said anything about them. They were so soft, like paper. "Willie, come on in," she said. "Now, Willie, you get to stay in the guest room." Well, Willie had never stayed in a guest room before. So Willie raced into the guest room carrying his suitcase, and he put it down, and there on the bed was something. And he walked over to the bed, and there was an orange sheet of construction paper, a pair of scissors, and a glue stick. Now, Willie looked at that, and he smiled, and he took the scissors, and he began to cut out 2 circles. He took that paste stick, and he pasted it, and he put 2 orange circles on his cheeks. Now he had paper cheeks like his grandma. And he raced in and showed his grandmother. "Willie, that's wonderful! Your orange cheeks! I love your cheeks!" Well, the next day, a little while before his mother was going to come pick him up, his grandmother said, "Well, Willie, when your mother comes, we're going to have tea. But before that, I want you to go across the street and get some bananas from Mr. Murchison, the fruit man." Willie had never been on an errand before of his very own. So his grandmother gave him some money. And he walked out that front door, past the really cool buzzer, to the street. He looked left, and he looked right. And he looked left and right, just to be sure. Then he walked across the street, and then he walked into the fruit stand. And there was Mr. Murchison. He was holding the bananas, and it was kind of curved like the bananas. "Nice to see you, Willie." "Nice to see you." "Got the bananas here, 4 pounds. "Oh, well, I don't want those." "What's your trouble?" "Those are rotten." "Oh, no, Willie. This is the way I am, brown and ripe." "I want the yellow ones." "Someday you'll know better." "I think I know better now." "I like your cheeks." "I like your cheeks, too." Willie got the bananas. He raced back across the street to show his grandmother. She said, "Willie, that's wonderful. You're a businessman." Now, to Willie, being a businessman, to a 6-year-old mind, was someone who made pencil marks on the walls. So Willie found himself a nice number 2 yellow pencil with a nice sharp point. So he made 1 mark in the bathroom wall, 1 on the hallway, 1 in the guest room, and he said to put 1 mark, just 1 mark, on in the dining room, his grandmother's formal dining room. He walked in, and there was this long table covered in a white tablecloth, and all of these big oak chairs. And he took one of those oak chairs and he pushed it up against the wall. And he climbed on top of that chair, and he reached up to write with that pencil to make just a tiny little mark. When suddenly, "Willie?" And he turned, and there was a mark 4 feet long. "Yeah, Grandma?" "Come here for a minute, will you?" Yeah, I'm coming, Grandma." Climbed off the chair, and he walked into the kitchen. "Hey there, Hey, Grandma, did you need something? Oh, hey, Willie, I was wondering if you'd take the tea things into the dining room. Well, let's have tea here. Oh, but Willie, we always have tea in the dining room. Okay. He took the tea things, and he walked back into the dining room, looking everywhere but the wall. He set the tea things down on a side. He set the tea things down on a side table. An idea. He opened the drawer to the side table, and there was a hammer and 2 big nails. So he grabbed him out, and he grabbed the huge dining room cloth off the table, and he nailed the dining room cloth to the wall. You couldn't see the scratch, but you could see the dining room cloth. At that moment, his grandmother entered. Willie, the dining room cloth is not on the table. Willie, the dining room cloth is nailed to the wall. So it is. And all of a sudden, Willie began to cry and shake, and tears were rolling down his cheeks, and he was rubbing his paper cheeks, and his paper cheeks were shredding. And his grandmother set the teapot down, and she looked at Willie and she said, Willie, what's wrong? Tell me about it. And all at once, Willie's story came pouring about how he thought he was a businessman, and now how here he was in trouble, and his mother was never going to let him come back because now he was in trouble, and there was a big old mark on the wall, and he didn't know what to do. Well, his grandmother said, well, Willie, who says that you're in trouble? I don't know. Well, you just watch your old grandma, Willie. She got up, she took those nails back off the wall, and she laid the dining room cloth back on the table. And then Willie and his grandmother together put some putty and they put it in the nail holes, and they painted over the nail holes and the scratch. And in a couple hours, the scratch mark was gone. Well, my mom's gonna know. She'll know. She'll know. Willie, don't worry, said his grandmother. She's my daughter. She won't know. She's my mother. She'll know. She's my daughter. She won't know. She's my mother. She'll know. Well, his mother came, and they began to have tea in the dining room. And Willie, what are you looking at? I'm looking at the wall. Why would you do that? No reason. Just don't pick the bowl of fruit up. Why would I do that? No reason. There was trouble, wasn't there? Said his mother. Willie froze. There was trouble, said his grandmother. Oh dear. The trouble was, continued his grandmother, that Willie and I didn't have enough time together. Willie's heart leapt. His mother smiled and said, oh, well, that's all. We can arrange that. Willie's face broke into a grin. So Willie and his mother headed towards the car, and Willie reached and he gave his grandmother a big hug, and he kissed her papery cheeks. He loved her cheeks, but he never said anything about them. Well, Willie and his mother got in the car, and they drove back out to the country. And Willie got home. He got out that piece of orange construction paper. He cut out 2 circles. He stuck them in an envelope. He said, Dear Grandma, here's orange cheeks for you. Love, Willie. Hey guys, I know that this video is like longer than 4 minutes, but I'm not counting it as an official It's Like Having Friends video because this isn't Friday, so I can do whatever I want, right? Is that how that works? I hope so. Anyway, hope you like my story. Bye!